Hello, my name is Jack Shun. This is my Chemeketa Fire Officers Promotion Skills Assessment presentation. So I'm going to present you parts of an SCBA and then how to effectively, correctly don your SCBA and then turn it off. So to start, the most basic component, you have your mask. This is what we hook up to, this is what we breathe through. This is your hood. This is what you're going to put over your mask to help protect your ears and neck. You got your actual pack here, and there's different components I'm going to go into. The cylinder, which has your air, and then your battery. Here at Chemeketa Fire, we use the MSA G1 packs. We use these packs to go into any IDLH zone. Normally a fire could be a hazmat scene, something dangerous that could affect our respiratory system. So this is what protects us with just air. So now I'm going to go over different components here of the actual pack. So this is where you're going to hook up your bottle to the pack, and then this hose is going to carry the air, all the way up, and that leads us to the regulator. So this regulates when you breathe in, so it's not just continuous breath coming in and out. And then this is the red knob is going to be your bypass. So if you open that with your mask on, it'll just continuously push air into your face. So this is going to be your pass alarm gauge. On the screen, it's going to have a digital representation of what your air is. So it'll say 3000 PSI, whatever your air is. And then it also has a manual dial to show what your air is at. And then this right here is a projector. So when it's hooked up to your mask and your battery is incorrectly, it'll be able to project your voice even louder because our voices will get muffled pretty easily wearing all this stuff. Okay, I'm going to assemble the pack, show you guys how to correctly assemble it. So first, we have our air cylinder. We're gonna slide it under this buckle right here, and we're gonna have two slits that the bottle will have to slide into so it's not just flopping around on our back. So once those are in, you can go ahead and lock in down here. You're going to hear a big click, and then you know that it's going to be locked in. And push this down, lock in. And just to be safe, if you want, you can pull on it, just make sure that's not coming out. Next we have our batteries. Batteries are going to go in flat like this, so we can wear it on our backs and not have any issues. So now, eventually, it'll start its programming, turn on. Okay, so whenever you turn it on, that's the sound you're gonna hear. Okay, so my gauge is reading that I have no air because I did not turn on my bottle. Okay, so now I put my jacket on so I can show you what a real mask up will look like. Just a note, when you throw on your jacket, make sure that your hood is on before, because now I'm able to grab my hood and pull it over my mask when the time's ready. So now I'm going to turn on my SCBA. So to turn on these SCBAs, you're going to turn away from you. Battery's working. And you're just going to keep twisting until it stops. And now our handheld gauge is going to give me a digital pressure that roughly matches with my manual pressure. So when you're doing these in a 0 to hero drill, turn on your pack. You're going to read out your pressure. So mine is 45,000 PSI. Look behind you, yell clear behind, and then throw in your pack however you like. I'm smaller, so I can only do a backpack method like that. So next, what you're going to want to do is hang over so all your straps are dangling down like this. So you're going to grab your seatbelt buckle ones around your waist, grab those, and then cinch them around your waist as tight as possible. And then next, grab your shoulder, pull those down. It's supposed to hang off more towards your waist instead of your shoulders, so just a quick rule of thumb. And then a good way to measure that, if you throw your arms up, the pack is on correctly. So next, when our pack's on, gonna mask up. So it just goes over your head, and then you're gonna cinch these bottom ones. Usually, I like to have my top ones already cinched on my head, so I just have to pull these bottom ones. It's personal preference, but it's what works for me.
All right, so now I'm gonna pull my hood with my thumbs and pull it all the way over. And pull it a little bit more than what's needed, just to ensure that I really get all bits of skin covered. And so, now that I got all bits of skin covered, I'm ready to enter an ideal H zone because no skin is showing on my face. And then next, you're gonna click these two buttons, and your regulator's gonna come off, and then all you do, hey, breathe on air. So, to stop, to get off your air, you're gonna wanna take a breath, click, and then pull out. At this point, I'm gonna unfasten all my straps for the next person who uses this, because
if you leave your straps cinched and it's in your engine, that could be a real huge pain to try and figure out what's too tight. So it's always good to loosen your straps after you use the pack. Leave my mask right there. Unloosen my shoulder straps. Take this off. Alright, so before I turn it off, I'm going to activate the pass alarm, the automatic pass alarm. So what this pass alarm does is it's supposed to simulate if a firefighter is not moved for more than 30 seconds. The pass alarm is going to go off. And so just keep this here and then you guys will hear it. The manual way to turn on your pass alarm is to grab your handheld gauge. This is going to be your pass alarm. By shaking either this gauge or your pack itself, you're going to be able to turn off your pass alarm. If you're ever in a mayday situation where you're lost or disoriented, command may instruct you to turn on your pass alarm so rec crews can help. It can help the rec crew come and find you. So to do that, all you're going to do is press the red button. I'm not going to do that here because other people are here to sleep. So now you know how the pass alarm goes off. I'll tell you about the low air alarm. So after you breathe enough air, your low air alarm is going to come on, and it's going to be like a ringing bell, like a school bell. And that comes on at 1,575 PSI. So at that point, you hear the bell ringing, whether it's you or someone on your crew, and you and your crew have to get out of the IDLH because it's not safe to be on that low of air inside the building or structure. So now, to turn off your pack, you're gonna go the opposite way. So you're gonna turn towards you. Okay, and then next, what I like to do is grab it, and then have it like it's going in my mask, and then just turn. And that'll bleed all the rest of the air that was left inside. You just reattach. But your battery's still on even though you bled out all your air. So what you want to do next is just 2 clicks of the green screen. And then it'll have a power. So one aspect of your SCBA mask and your actual regulator is the HUD that is actually on the regulator. So when you're plugged in, you're going to be able to see LED lights that'll display a red, yellow, or green light, and they will give you a rough estimate of what your air is at that time. So as you probably know, this is one of our most important pieces of our PPE ensemble. This is what really allows us to go inside the burning building and breathe air without dying immediately. So knowing how to turn it on, turn it off, and knowing all the different parts of it is very important, especially early on in your fire service career. So training with it frequently until you have it down is essential.